Damn, let's talk some shit.
It's Polly Siegel
And Victoria Aaron.
Two licensed therapists who've spent way too much money on degrees, certifications, and trainings. We both love what we do and couldn't imagine working in any other profession. But we're forced to be serious all the time, and that gets boring. Shit Talking Shrinks discusses important mental health topics, the human experience, and society at large, while poking fun along the way. It won't be all fun and games because after every episode, you'll walk away with tangible tools to navigate life more effectively.
We love a tangible tool.
This episode is sponsored by Joyous.
Okay, I have to tell you about this incredible company, Joyous. It's an at-home ketamine treatment that delivers ketamine to your door for $129 a month, which is absolutely unheard of because most ketamine treatment is hella expensive. And what ketamine does is it helps our prefrontal cortex work more optimally. And the prefrontal cortex helps with decision-making, problem-solving, emotional regulation. It's the part of the brain that gets us through hard shit. And so if you're someone who has struggled with anxiety and depression and you've tried antidepressants or you've tried mood stabilizers and they haven't helped, ketamine is absolutely the next step. And I have seen my clients thrive while using ketamine. Joyous makes it super easy to access this life-changing medicine, and you can start the process by visiting www.joyous.team. Episode 12, Values-Based Living.
Ooh, I value you, sister. I do. We're like not ready today, right? But we're ready. We're just not ready.
Yeah, I feel like my brain is not working. Like I want to be together and polished and like give tangible tools, but my brain is like having an aneurysm.
It's because you have no pants on. And so you're out here in the wild right now, just free balling.
For anyone who doesn't know what she's talking about, I'm pantless.
She's pantsless. Is it pantless or pantsless?
Well, pant.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, it's pantsless.
Do you guys want to hear?
Because you have two legs.
Yeah. Do you guys want to hear an episode about if it's pant or pantsless, or should we get to values? I don't know. What's your value? Like, I'm down for whatever. Anyway, let's talk about values today.
Okay, so what are values?
It's a good question.
Well, actually, a lot of people are confused about what values are. And what happens is they mistake them with goals. And goals are values, and values are two separate things.
100%. 100%.
So a goal is something that you work towards achieving. And once you achieve it, you check it off your list and you're done. For instance, if you want to lose 15 pounds, if you lose 15 pounds, you achieved your goal.
But the value is what makes you decide what your goal is, right?
So a value is essentially your heart's deepest desires for the way we want to interact with, relate to the world, and how we want to relate to other people or ourselves. So there are these guiding and leading principles that motivate us to move through life. So to speak to what you just said, a value would be health. A goal would be losing 15 pounds.
This is kind of entering into territory that we've talked about before, too, in terms of like what health is. For some person, right, that might be part of their health value. And for other people, that might not be a health value, like your weight or the number on the scale.
Yeah, no, how we define our values are very individualized.
Which makes it confusing, actually, like especially in like the realm that I'm in right now with dating is like we could have the same value, but it's like we're not going about living in the same way at all.
And my understanding of a value and how I live by it might be drastically different, even though we both hold that value.
Yeah.
So coming back to like the difference between goals and values. So the way that I like to explain this to clients is a value is heading in a particular direction, such as north. You don't ever arrive to quote unquote north, you move in that direction.
Yeah.
Whereas the goal would be the things that you see along the way, the mountains, the valleys.
Dude, you're so good at your job. That's so dumb. I could never explain it like that. I'd just be like, stop being an idiot. Let's go. You know?
Fucking do it.
Yeah, fucking do it. Like, I'm not like, we're heading towards a mountain. It's like, this is why you get paid the big bucks.
Yeah. So they say.
They do be saying it.
Okay, so you get the difference now,
I
right?
do. I mean, I got it before.
I just like to think of myself as so so
brilliant
that everything I say, you're just stunned by.
I know. I see that.
I want that to be the case.
Yeah,
to stroke
I see
my
that.
ego.
It's amazing when I listen back to episodes. I'm like, she thinks she's teaching me something new, which I totally appreciate because I fucking love you.
You don't think I've taught you anything new?
You absolutely have. You've taught me how to compartmentalize a fuck buddy.
Oh my God.
But yeah, no, you know what? It's kind of like what we talked about before, right? It's like the way that you are brilliant is different than the way that I am brilliant. Our brilliance together is fucking brilliant.
Is like uber brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
So we have our goals, we have our values. They're hand in hand. They operate within the same sphere. But there's a lot of information and a lot of push towards set your goals. And I think this episode is to actually provide a different perspective that values are probably even more important than goals.
I would 100% agree. I mean, here's the thing too, right, about values is like, I think we're raised by our families. We have a certain set of values. So those things are determined by, the household we were brought up in or the schools we went to, right? So like values go beyond our micro system. They go into the macro as well, depending on the society that we're raised in, right? And so it's like, in terms of how your values change over time, actually like a fluid process. And I think that helping a client, helping a person, whoever it may be, whether it's your partner, yourself, your family members, to like redefine their values and understand that like they change over time is really important.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people feel guilt or shame when their values change.
Yeah, 100%.
And they shouldn't, because values are ever evolving and dynamic. What I valued at 15 years old is really different than what I valued at 25 versus now being in my 30s.
Yeah.
And that's normal.
Yeah.
And whatever feels important to you, whatever those guiding principles are at that time, you accept and you embrace. And there's not right values or wrong values. Society might tell us otherwise.
Yeah.
Our values are individualized. And again, they're our deepest passions. They're our deepest priorities. They're the things that make us feel like life is worth living.
I love that. And that's why going against your own values is so debilitating, physically, emotionally, spiritually.
And I think that's what also causes the clinical term of cognitive dissonance.
Yep.
When we believe something or find it to be important, but then we act out of accordance with it, it creates a lot of internal distress.
Yes.
Which is why values-based living is such an important and integral part of feeling vitality as we move through the world.
And congruent. Like my therapist always talks about, like, are you living in congruence? Values are literally my compass. Is that what we talked about?
Yes, they're traveling in the direction of north.
Yeah.
You always move in that direction or you don't. So sometimes we're living by our values, other times we're not. That is also normal. No one can live by their values 100% of the time.
No.
Because humans are flawed and we have error. However, I think what we're trying to promote in this episode is if you start living by your values and you get really clear on what they are, your life is going to be so much more satisfying. And research confirms that.
Also, something that I've noticed in my own life with living in accordance with my own values is like, sometimes I just feel like I'm beaming. I was walking down the street today in the city and I get like a smile and a wave and like, good morning. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm in Chicago. Why are you waving at me and smiling? But it's like you exude something. When I meet people who live in accordance with their values, that are living in congruence, that are really authentically who the fuck they are, it's so attractive. You're just like, the energy.
Well, and looking at the example you just gave, that person's value is being friendly.
Yeah.
So by smiling, by saying good morning, by having warmth, they're living by their value of being friendly.
I love that guy. Hey, guy. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Hey,
Watch
you.
where you're walking.
How you doing?
Let's name some values.
Let's do it.
So that people even bring this concept to life. Okay. So family is a value. Marriage or intimate relationships are a value. And we're going to break these down in a moment. Parenting is a value. Friendships and social life, career and employment, education, personal growth, self-development, recreation, fun and leisure, spirituality, community life, as well as community contribution, health, physical well-being. Like these are umbrella terms for the different types of values. And that's not an exhaustive list. I mean, there are hundreds of more values, but I'm just speaking to the ones that most people connect to.
everything that went on in my head when you were just talking was like, what about devious values? You know what I mean?
Oh, like the taboo values of society.
Yeah, but even like things like values that people have that might be listening that are like fucked up.
Like what?
Oh man, I don't know.
Just name one. Be a little naughty girl.
I'll be a naughty girl for you.
I'll be a naughty girl.
Hey.
All around the world.
That shit's so sick.
Beyonce would be shaking her head right now.
Beyonce has no idea who the fuck we
Beyonce
are.
has no values.
Fuck, I don't know. I honestly thought about like people that go against the grain of society that value like
Diddling children. Like, I don't know what,
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
what you're trying to
100%. Yeah, like what
hint
about
at.
Yeah, that's where my mind went, is like killing people and like doing fucked up shit.
Is that a value though, or that's just a behavior?
They might value
Terminating life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to think about that one. I don't know if that would be a value.
Let's bring it back to the shit that we're talking about, but I just wanted to give you a little sneak peek into where my mind goes.
All right, let's stay with the more normative values, bitch, because we don't need
Yes.
to go down the road of pedos and murderers and...
Listen, I'm here for that. Let's get normal. Let's get normal on it.
All right, so family values. If you're curious, well, I don't know my family values, we're going to throw a couple questions your way, and that helps you brainstorm and start to think about it.
Yeah.
So family values. What sort of brother, sister, son, daughter do you want to be?
Mm-hmm.
What personal qualities would you like to bring to these relationships?
Mm.
What sort of relationships would you like to build?
Mm.
How would you want to interact with others if you were your ideal self?
Mm.
So like for me, when it comes to family, the type of sister and daughter I want to be is I want to be kind. I want to be loving. I want to be compassionate. I want to show gratitude. I want to bring fun and playfulness.
Mm.
I want to be someone that's loyal, but also challenge the people in my life, especially family. Like those are values.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I want to be funny in relationships, then I ask myself, what are ways that I can cultivate humor?
Yeah.
If I want to be a loving daughter, then I would ask myself, like, how can I show up for my parents in a way that shows and demonstrates love?
Yes.
Remember, this isn't something you check off the list. Like you have to continue to live by this in order to feel that life satisfaction that values bring.
It's lifetime work.
Yeah, it's lifetime and it doesn't ever end.
This is never ending bullshit.
Okay, so
Oh,
for
wait.
you-
I have to tell you though.
Yeah.
So like I was on a date with this guy a couple days ago and we were talking about like not living in congruence and like not living by your values actually.
Mhm.
And it was basically like we were discussing how it's foreplay to death.
What?
Like living is just out of congruence with yourself is just foreplay to dying. You're just punishing yourself and not living by your values and not living the life you want to live. And it's like you're just fucking a masochist who's like waiting to die.
So what if you are living by your values?
Then you're thriving.
Oh, you're saying by not living by your values, then you're basically just dying
Yeah.
slowly.
Yeah, but like foreplay.
Foreplay.
You're just getting yourself wet for the climax, which is death.
I feel like the kink community is like,
Hi, kink community. It's your sister. All right, marriage, couple.
moving on.
Yeah.
Marriage, intimate relationships.
Yeah.
Okay, here's questions to think about. What sort of partner would you like to be? What personal qualities would you like to develop? What sort of relationships do you want to build within the marriage or intimate relationship? How do you want to interact with your partner?
What kind of intimacy do you want to have?
Right. So like, what are some values that you hold when it comes to intimate relationship?
I'm very confused on the whole idea of marriage right now. You know, I thought I would be engaged by now. I thought I would be planning for a family by now. And living the way I've been living for the past few months, like I really enjoy being selfish. I really enjoy the idea of like not having to take care of something for the rest of my life. I enjoy the idea of like meeting really cool new people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm confused on my values regarding marriage. That's why when I date, like I show up with the intention of just having fun, being grateful, being present, rather than I'm here to find my life partner, because I feel confused on it. I know your thoughts though.
Yeah. But I feel like knowing you when you are in an intimate relationship, your value is generosity.
For sure.
Like you give your whole
100%.
heart. That's a value.
Okay.
Not everyone values giving their whole heart. In fact, there are people that value being a little bit more private or guarded.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. You just helped me identify a value. Thank you.
Again, just your hero.
Just my
in every
hero.
situation.
She's the hero in my life.
Parenting, which is something we know absolutely nothing about, but parenting is a value. So here's some questions for our parents out there.
What's up, Mom? What's up, Dad?
Or just other people that have kids.
Yeah. I get it.
You know.
Okay.
What sort of parent do you want to be? What sort of qualities would you like to have? What do you want to demonstrate or instill in your children? How would you behave if you were the ideal you with your children? So like I can tell you when I do want children, and when I have them,
yeah,
I want to practice mindfulness with my children.
Oh my God.
Like I want to be really present with my kids. I want them to feel my whole heart. I want to be a teacher.
Yeah.
Like those are values that I'm going to have to like figure out how to do, but they're important to me. So,
oh my God, you're going to be such a cute mommy.
I'm not going to be a cute pregnant woman.
How do you know?
I just know.
Okay.
Like I can just feel it.
I'm glad you're putting that out there. Paulina's going to be not a cute pregnant woman.
I'm not. It's like there's certain things we can accept.
Okay. All right.
I won't be cute, but I will be a good mom.
All right. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Friendships, social life. What sort of qualities do you want to bring to your friendships? If you could be the best friend possible, how would you behave towards your friends? So like for me, and maybe this is part of, like, I feel like friends might struggle with this, but I really value challenging my friends.
I know.
Yeah. Like, and I'm sure at points it's like back off, but that's super important to me to like promote growth in my relationships.
Yeah.
So I show up and I challenge.
You do.
But I also show up with a lot of love and empathy and a lot to give too.
You do be challenging, but it does make people, I think and reflect. Like I know for myself, when you've challenged me, I just kind of ponder what the fuck you're asking me. And you're usually right, which is also annoying, but it is true.
Aaron said that to me today when we were driving to get tacos.
Yeah.
He was like, you're always like right, but it's sometimes really fucking annoying.
Yeah. You guys
like,
eat a lot of tacos, Paulina. I've never met anybody who eats this many tacos.
We eat a lot of tacos. But I eat tacos multiple times per week.
I'm with Aaron on it. Like you're usually right. And it is also very annoying. But like, I love it.
I understand that.
I love it. And I tell you, right? Like, sometimes when you challenge me, you come back and you're like, I'm sorry. Was I unfair? Whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, like, I'm glad you said what you said. Must be hard to be right all the time.
Oh my God, it's so hard to be so smart.
Yeah, big smart. Well, smart and right are not the same, but.
Yeah, that's very true. Okay, career and employment. What do you value in work? What makes work meaningful? What kind of worker do you want to be? If you were living up to your own standard ideals and personal qualities, what would you like to bring to your work?
I have never felt more aligned in career values than I do like in this instance.
Yeah.
It is the dopest feeling. Like I used to wake up every day especially when I was working in the treatment center, and I would be like, I fucking hate this.
Yeah.
Every single day.
Dude, the majority of Americans hate their
jobs. I feel so bad for you, majority of Americans, because I'm having like a really good time, and it's lit. It really is.
We're both incredibly lucky that we love our jobs.
Well, I think also because I'm such an unemployable person, the fact that I have my own business is literally perfect.
Wait, you're saying people wouldn't want to hire you?
Please hear me. Nobody should ever hire me.
What do you mean? You do contract work.
That's different. Because if I'm done, I'm done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't work for no one.
Honestly, you don't like authority.
I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
But I do like being dominated.
Okay. Have you ever thought about...
Yes, I have.
How do you know what I'm about to say?
You're going to say, like, have you ever thought about how you're so dominant in your personal life, but you like to be dominated in the bedroom?
Well, yeah, adjacent to that.
Yeah.
I was going to say that, like, I find sexual preferences vastly different than how the person operates in a normal day.
Literally that, because I feel like sometimes I'm so masculine in this arena, you know, like, I'm just like on fire. You're not going to tell me shit. But then, like, behind the closed door, I'm like, yo, I'm trying to submit
Okay, but look at that through a values. Like
Yeah.
sexually speaking
Yes.
and sexual energy, you value submissiveness.
Yeah.
You like being more passive and meek.
I wouldn't say
You like
I'm
being
meek.
a little bitch.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm meek, but yeah, I definitely want a masculine dude to just show me the world, Aladdin.
You know what's okay? So this might be mind fuckery. So
Yeah.
like with me, when it comes, so I'm very dominant in my real normal waking hours,
Yeah.
and I also do not like being submissive sexually.
Interesting.
So I don't know what that means about me. I'm power hungry.
Yeah, you power hungry.
Yeah, I guess I just like power so much.
Fuck yeah. You know, lack of power is my dilemma. Shout out AA.
My mom used to say growing up, "Don't give anyone your power."
Well, there you go. That
Yeah.
value was instilled
Yeah,
in
that
you.
value was really instilled.
That value's deep.
That was
in there.
embedded. That was carved into my heart,
Fuck yeah.
carved into my soul.
Yeah, you be living it.
So, education, personal growth, and development. What do you value about learning? Education, training, personal growth. What new skills do you want to learn?
Mm-hmm.
What knowledge would you like to gain? What further education appeals to you? What sort of student do you want to be? What personal qualities would you like to apply?
Yeah.
So again, these questions are for everyone to start to brainstorm your values in these departments.
Yeah. I think too, like, we could go on with this list, but I think really more than anything, if you walk away from this episode with any valuable tool whatsoever, it's like if you are wanting to take your life in a new direction, I think a lot of people are in this place right now. Like people are waking up to what they want. They're waking up to what they think they need. They're shifting energy. And so I think you start here, right? Like, what are my values? And you can break it down in these categories. If you have deviant values, break that shit down to whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, so you're assessing like, what do I actually want in different areas of my life? And then you can create goals from that. I think it's a really powerful thing to start doing if you want to shift your life.
And that's why we have Acceptance Commitment Therapy Act, which is
course.
all about like identify your values, get really clear on them, then create tangible steps that allow you to live by them. So if we're condensing the tangible tool, everyone's homework is after listening to this episode, you're going to identify your top 5 values,
Mm-hmm.
then write out specific steps of how you can live by that value.
Yeah.
So for instance, if you value compassion, you would write out, I'm going to smile at someone in line at Starbucks, right? That's showing compassion.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to bring my friend flowers.
Yeah.
Right? Like you just write, and those aren't necessarily goals, but they're just tangible ways to live by that value.
Actions.
They're
Yeah.
actions and behaviors.
Yeah, like live it out. Also looking at your values, looking at ways that you're living opposite of your values.
Yes.
Right? And then like assessing those things and seeing like, are there little steps I can take towards changing that behavior and going towards a different action?
Right. One that's more, like you said, congruent with what's important to you.
Fuck yeah.
So I'm putting you on the spot, and I'm going to put myself on the spot.
Put me on the
I want
spot.
you to tell everyone your top 5 values right now at 31 years old.
So number 1, taking really good care of myself physically, emotionally, and spiritually. That falls under one category. Number 2, being compassionate. Number 3, being vulnerable.
Yeah, I love that's one of my values.
Right? Number 4, making a shit ton of money.
Let's not forget, money is a huge value.
Fucking love it. I'm securing the bag. I'm securing the bag.
Capitalism.
Shorty. Yeah. Uh-huh. And number 5, nurturing my already existing relationships.
Those are great.
Thank
okay,
you.
you want to know mine?
Yeah. Duh.
Okay, authenticity. You're going to get the realness from me.
She gonna give you the real sauce.
And honestly, when I'm not authentic, I feel like shit.
Yes.
It eats me alive on the inside.
Mhm.
Vulnerability, like really taking emotional risks, makes me feel alive and purposeful. Money is a value of mine,
Mhm.
and I don't feel bashful about that. Empathy is a huge value of mine, stepping into other people's shoes.
Yeah.
And my 5th value, humor. Everything in my world has to be silly and fun and playful. Like I cannot operate unless I'm practicing and living by that.
Amen, sister.
So to all our listeners,
The thousands of you.
the thousands of you,
So sick.
go out there, identify your top 5 values, write out specific ways that you can live by those values, and then fucking do it.
Live it, act in it, be it, bitch.
Bitch.
Big, big love.
Big, big love. We'll catch you later.
Bye.